Now, from January 2024, students who were applying for master's third program in the UK were no longer allowed to relocate with their dependents. The only people that were allowed to relocate with their dependents, the only postgraduate students that were allowed to relocate with their dependents are those doing research. So those doing the PhD, the DPhil, and the Masters in Research or Masters of Research program. Now, with the DPhil and PhD, it is quite expensive and it is for a long time. Most of the time it's between 2 years to 4 years, and each year you are going to pay. So people have opted for the MRS, stands the Masters in Research or Masters of Research. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that you need to know about a Masters in Research program, and I'll be listing 12 schools that are offering MRS, Masters in Research program. So if you want to know more about the Masters of Research program in the UK, please keep on watching. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amomi, aka Petty Diva, and I am a University of Nottingham alumni and also a Developing Solutions Scholarship Award winner. Now, in this educational series, I talk about the UK admission process, the UK educational process. I also talk about tips and tricks on how to enjoy your stay as an international student. And I also talk about tips and tricks on how to earn more money as an international student. So if you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, before we continue with this video, I just want to let you know that I offer some educational services. Previously, I used to offer SOP writing alone, CV writing alone, but right now I only offer the application package. Now, in that package, I would help you to select the best schools and the best course that fit you. I would also help with your SOP writing, academic CV writing to help boost your chances of getting an offer, and then I will help you with the application process. Now, previously I used to have like 3 packages, but right now I have only 1 package. So if you want to use my service, you can check the link in the description box for the link to my Telegram group and also my email address if you want to use my services. Now let's get into this video. Now, like I said, postgraduate students who are studying master's third program are no longer able to relocate with their dependents, but those who are studying research programs are allowed to relocate with their dependents. Now, in this video, I'm sharing 5 things that you need to know before you apply for MRS program. Now, the number 1 is that most of the MRS program, if you get an admission, you will be able to relocate with your dependent. However, it is not all schools or all MRS programs that would give you that ability to relocate with your dependent. The ideal thing is once you get an MRS admission, you should be able to relocate to the UK with your dependent. However, it has been said for some schools and for some courses, you might not be able to relocate with your dependents. So before paying after getting an admission, please find out from your school if you'll be able to relocate with your dependent before committing to that school. Now, the second thing is that for the MRS application, the process might be a bit different than what you see with the MSc, MA, Master's Third program. Now, for some schools and some courses, you might just be able to apply with your SOP, that's your statement of purpose or personal statement and other documents, or you might be required to apply with your SOP and a research proposal. Now, a research proposal is what you submit saying this is how you want to conduct a research. So you're going to tell them about the method, you're going to tell them about your aim, you're going to tell them what you expect to achieve from that research. So you might be required to submit that and also submit a personal statement or a statement of purpose. Now, for some courses or some school, you might just be required to submit a research proposal without a statement of purpose or personal statement, as well as other documents. If you want to know what other documents that you are required to submit during a master's program, please check my previous video on documents that you are supposed to submit when you are applying for a master's program. So the application requirement would depend on your course and also your school. Now, I've seen a case where two students were applying to the same school but different courses. One was told to just apply with a statement of purpose. Another was told to apply with a statement of purpose and a research proposal. They were applying to the same school but different courses. So please, you would have to have that in mind when you are applying for an MRS program. Now, the third thing that people should know about MRS program is that you are going to do a lot of independent study, unlike the master's thought program. The master's thought program, there is a level of independent study, but you will still go to classes, and you might go to classes every day, you might not go to classes every day. But with the MRS program, you are going to do a lot of independent study, and that might involve going to the lab alone, structuring your research in the lab, structuring your research papers, writing a lot of research review, writing a lot of papers. And I think a lot of people don't know that, and they just rush into the program because of, oh, I can relocate to my dependent. You have to be aware that there is no spoon feeding with research program. You are the one that is going to control how well you do in the program, because you are largely going to do a lot of things on your own. Your supervisors are just to guide you, and they will not like spoon feed you or hold your hand as you're doing it. They will just give you the tips and tricks that you can use and point you to where you can get resources. You are going to do that on your own. So you should be very aware that it is going to take a lot of independent studies. It's going to take a lot of personal discipline to make sure that you pass your MRS program, because if you don't pass, you cannot apply for the post-study work visa. So you need to understand that it's not just to relocate with your dependent. Now, previously, before the whole MRS program that a lot of schools have started doing, I was only aware of a lot of MRS programs for science-based courses. I've actually applied for an MRS program before, and I got an admission into that program. And I also have a colleague that when I was doing my master's thought, she got an admission for master's thought, but I think she was struggling with some things, and she decided that she wanted to change to a MRS program, and she did and thrived in that because she loved going to the lab, she loved conducting her experiment, she loved everything about it. So you have to be aware that the whole MRS program is largely about you and your discipline and your ability to work hard and ability to work independently. So for those who are doing MRS program in arts and business courses, you might be required to do a lot of case studies, research paper review, and research paper writing. So please be aware of that before thinking of applying for a MRS program. Now, the fourth one is that some MRS program might not be 1 year, they might be 2 years, because you are going to do a lot of research. But most of the ones I've seen are usually 1 year. So that is something that you should consider. Some MRS programs also come with placement opportunities or placement options. So the first year might be a lot of research, a lot of write-up, and the second year you're supposed to have practical experience by going to work with an establishment to get real-world experience. Now, that option is also seen with the master's thought program. If you want to know more about master's program with placement option, the schools that offer it and some courses that offer it, please check my other video where I talk about masters with placement option. Now, the fifth thing that you need to know about masters in research program is that you might be required to pay a bit more than your tuition fee. Now, this is sometimes seen for those who are doing science courses, those who have to go to the lab, those who have to use equipment. It might not be seen in those that are doing MRS program in business courses, but it might be seen in those who are doing in science courses like biomedical, molecular medicine, and the rest, because of the fact that you might be asked to pay something like bench fees. This is also seen in like PhD programs. Bench fees is usually to cover up the reagent and the equipment that you might be using in the lab and the rest. So that is an option that you might see. So please check the cost page to be aware of the extra fee that you might pay. It's usually located at the fees and funding section of the cost page, so that you don't just look at the overall tuition fee and then get blindsided when you are told that you have to pay like an extra £2,500 or £3,500. So please make sure to check the fees and funding to see if you are required to pay an extra tuition fee. Now, here are 12 schools that offer MRS program. Now, please be aware that it's not all courses that have the MRS option. There are some schools that it's only 4 courses that they offer as MRS option. There are some schools it's 10, there are some schools it's 15. There are some schools that it's only science courses that are offered as MRS program. Now, the first school is University of Stirling, there is University of Chester, there is York St. John's University, there is Abertay University, there is Dundee University, University of Dundee. There's also University of Bolton that is now called University of Greater Manchester. Nottingham Trent University also offers some MRS programs. Birmingham City University offers some MRS programs. University of Greenwich also offers MRS programs. Another university that offers MRS program is University of Wolverhampton. Brunner University also offers MRS program. University of Central Lancaster, that's UCLan, offers MRS program also. Now, an extra one is University of Derby. They offer about 4 MRS program. I think one is molecular medicine, so you can check the schools to find out what courses that they offer as MRS program and the courses that suit you. Remember, it's not all courses that you can apply for. Even though it's an MRS program, you have to be best suited for that course based on your educational background and your experience. If you want to know how to select courses that best suit you so that you increase your chances of getting an admission, please check out my other video where I talked about how to select courses so that you don't get rejected. Now, these are over 12 universities in the UK that offer MRS program that you might be able to relocate with your dependents. So please, it's not automatic that the MRS program will give you the ability to relocate with your dependent. So make sure that you do your investigation, your research, and ask questions before paying, because you might be able to get the admission and they might not let you know when you are trying to apply if you can relocate with your dependent. But before you pay your deposit fee, make sure that you are well aware that you can relocate with your dependent, if that is one of the reasons why you are applying for a MRS program. Anyway, those are the 5 things that you need to know about MRS program in the UK, and over 12 universities in the UK that offer MRS program, which might give you the ability to relocate to the UK with your dependent. I hope this video was very useful. If you found it very useful, please give it a thumbs up. If you like videos such as this and you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
A brand new dance, I wear out my 3rd second chance. You take my breath and